So Cruttwell was, I think, 36 when he finished working at Tower Bridge and he had completed the job. What was his professional life afterwards? Must have been a stepping stone for a glorious career.
It did. It certainly made Barry's name, and Barry got his knighthood, but it also made Cruttwell's name. He was appointed actually by Bridge House Estates, now the City Bridge Foundation, as the consulting engineer for all of their bridges. So he looked after Tower Bridge and London Bridge and Blackfriars Bridge and Southwark Bridge, and became something of an expert on London bridges. He bid and was awarded first prize in the competition for Sydney Harbour Bridge, although his design did not go forward, and so he cannot claim the credit for that because it was a different designer 2 decades later that actually had the design. The previous London Bridge over there, not the modern one, but the previous one, he was responsible for the widening of that as chief engineer. During the First World War, he worked for the Ministry of Explosive Supply. When Barry died, he became the senior partner in Sir John Wolfe Barry and Partners. He was engineer to the Imperial War Graves Commission. So he became a reasonably substantial figure in the engineering profession.
That begs the question somehow, why is his name not wider known to the public?
It's an interesting question why he's not better known. I think first in this country we perhaps don't celebrate the engineers that we have had. How many people could name many engineers, perhaps in Isambard, Kingdom Brunel, maybe Sir John Wolfe Barry, but most people couldn't name many more, despite the huge engineering success that we had in this country. Secondly, Edward was very closely associated with Sir John Wolfe Barry, who was known as one of the greatest engineers in the world. And I think perhaps if you stand in the shadow of such greatness, it's harder for the spotlight to find you. Thirdly, I think the truly great engineers, the ones who get their knighthood, the ones whose name are so well known, have a great project, a global project, where they are the chief engineer. For Sir John Wolfe Barry, that was here, Tower Bridge. Edward was a famous bridge designer that's recognised in press reports of many newspapers at the time, but he never had a single great project under his belt. And so I think perhaps maybe one of the disappointments for him, and my mother told me before she died that it was something of a disappointment, he never got his knighthood. He never had that final great project.